Today we are going to start with the chapter Production Mechanism. Now what actually production mechanism means? First and foremost, production, you all know production means converting raw material into finished goods. Fine. So that is what production is. Production mechanism means production of material goods. Okay. Production of material goods means something which we can use. This definition was been given by Adam Smith. Okay. But modern economists, they were not very well didn't agree with Adam Smith. Now according to them, what is production? Production is an activity that creates economic utility in goods. Now what do you mean by economic utility in goods? Economic utility in goods means the consumption ability, that means want satisfying ability of the commodity. Now production is process in which some material are transformed from one form to another. That is what I said, from raw material to finished goods. So whatever we use in production process, that means to transform that goods from raw material to finished. Okay, so whatever process, whatever inputs we are putting in that input is known as factors of production. Now whatever is obtained from the process is an output. Okay, do remember, to produce whatever we are putting in that means whatever input we are putting for a production, that is a factor of production, and whatever we are getting after completing production process, that is output. Okay, now factors of productions are divided in how many parts? So it is divided in 4 parts, which are the land, labor, capital, entrepreneur. Okay, I will explain you each of the meaning in coming topics. First and foremost, let's understand the meaning of factors of production. Now any input which helps you to carry out the process of production, okay, that is a factor of production. Fine. Now do remember, we have 2 types of definition in case of production. One, narrow view, that means old definition, and wider view, that means modern economist ka definition. Now according to them, that means old definition, narrow view, production is the manufacturing of physical goods only. Okay, like you are just producing a material goods. That is what Adam Smith said, right? Now wider view, that means production means creating or addition of economic utility in goods. Economic utility, that means want satisfying capacity of the goods. Okay. Now come on to the first part of the factors of production, that is land. Okay. Now when I say land, what you will think of? Land means a premises or the land which you have, right? This is what you know about land. But in economics, land is different. Now in economics, what is land? Land in economics includes all the free gifts of nature. Now what do you mean by free gifts? Free gifts means all. Land, soil, forest, mineral, natural resources, everything. Okay, so these all commonly we call natural resources. Whatever we resources available naturally in the earth. Fine. So that is land in economics. Now you all very well know natural resources, it is divided in 2 parts, which are the renewable and non-renewable. Now renewable resources means the resources which you can use year after year. Okay, like you know, sun ka heat. Sun is easily available, you can use, reuse, okay. There is no such problem. Again, agricultural land, once you have used, again you can go for another part of agriculture. So it is renewable, you can reuse it. Now non-renewable resources. Now non-renewable resources means once you use it, it is exhausted. That means it is finished. Fine. Like petroleum. Now if you once use it, it is exhausted, it is finished. You cannot reuse it. Okay. So that is non-renewable resources. Now what are the characteristics of land? Now characteristics of land, first is relatively fixed supply. Now what do you mean by relatively fixed supply? You all know the characteristics means important highlighted features. Fine. that I have already explained you. Now characteristics, first characteristics is relatively fixed supply. We all know in this earth land is limited. Fine, the quantity of land is limited, it's very fixed in the world, so we have to be very careful in this. Fine, next is free gift of nature. We all know it is freely available in the nature. Do we do something to expand it, or we can produce land? No, we cannot do that, right? So it is whatever available from God, we have to accept it. Fine. Now next is immobility. Now what do you mean by immobility? Immobility means you cannot move your land from one place to another. Is it possible that today I feel that my house should be not here, the place where I am, I will reshift my house so totally I can pull my house and take it to the other place? No, not possible, right? It is immobile. Fine. Now next is no control on location of land. That is what I said. No doubt it is immobile, right? We cannot move from one place to another. Land we cannot move, but equally we have no control on location, right? If the land, some land is situated near Ganga river and it is quite rich, we cannot say that we can relocate it, we can make a choice of it, right? Now man has no control. Wherever it is available in whatever form, they have to accept it in their climatic condition only. Okay, so that is no control on location of land. Next is heterogeneity. Now what do you mean by heterogeneity? Heterogeneity means no two piece of land is similar. Okay, everyone has their own piece of that capability, you can say. Like if you can say, you can compare two people cannot be similar, right? Same way land cannot be similar. Possibly one land is located near the river side and it is quite rich, you can go for agricultural purpose. Another land is located in desert area, now there is no water, you cannot go for agricultural purpose. So it is heterogeneity. No two piece of land is similar. Next is multiple uses. Multiple uses means you can use land for many purpose. Okay, so it all depends on your suitability. Suppose I want to go for a business, I want to go for a shop, so I will just build up a shop over there. For residence, I will build up a residence, and if I want that I will go for agricultural land, it will be agricultural land. It has multiple uses. Fine. Next is passive factor. Now what do you mean by passive factor? Passive factor means silent factor. They cannot act on their own. Is it possible that if you don't work out, the land will give you agricultural produce on their own? No, not possible. Okay, land will not give any produce on their own. You have to work out on that. Passive factor means silent factor. It will not work on their own. You have to put your efforts to get the things done. Okay, now we'll move on to the next topic, that is factors affecting productivity of land. Now what do you mean by that? Now that means there are many factors which affect the productivity, that means outcome of the land. What is the outcome? Now productivity of land refers to average output per unit of land, acre, per hectare, etc. That is total output area under cultivation. Fine. So suppose whatever 1 unit, 1 hectare or 1 acre of land, whatever output they are giving you, whatever final result they are giving you, that is productivity of land. Now what are the factors affecting, or you can say factors determining the productivity of land? The very first is natural factors. Now what do you mean by natural factors? Natural qualities, that means. Okay, like fertility, slopes of land, climate, okay, chemical, biological properties. Now these all are natural factors of land that affects the productivity. No doubt, if the quality of the land is naturally good, no doubt it will give you good produce. Okay, so this is a natural factor. Now size of holdings. Next is size of holding. What do you mean by size of holding? See, suppose you have a small piece of land, you'll be able to produce less. If you will have a big piece of land, then you can produce more. So production also depends on the size of land which you have. Okay. Next is human factor. Now what do you mean by human factor? Now land cannot, we have already studied land is a passive factor, right? So land cannot produce on their own. Human have to put their efforts. Labor have to work out. Okay. So that is human factor. Human factor means if they are planned properly, if they are trained properly, they have proper knowledge, they will work well, they will give you better produce. And if they don't have knowledge, they are not technologically aware, they will give you less produce. Okay. Now improvements on land. Now what that means? That means whatever measures you are taking to improve your land. Suppose you know that proper water is not available, you take a care by planting tube wells for irrigation. Fine. So or you put proper pesticides, or you put proper manure so that fertility should be improved. So if you are taking proper care, you are giving your land proper improvement, that also affects the productivity of land. Now location of land, we have already studied location of land also affects a lot. Now suppose my land is situated nearby market, no doubt my land will be of more demand. Okay. So location of the land depends is one factor which affects the productivity of land. And if it is situated remote, so no transportation available, even I won't be much interested, so no doubt produce whatever I will get will be less. Next is organization. Now what do you mean by organization? Organization means whatever factors you are getting. Okay, whatever factors you can organize for the productivity of land, like labor and capital. Okay, if the labor is of good quality, if the capital which you are putting is more good. Okay, so what happen in that case? You will get better produce of the land. So whatever you can organize for the production of land, that is organization. Next is ownership of land. Now what do you mean by ownership of land? How is it important? How it affects the factors of production? Now you know very well, if I am a owner of land, I'll be more interested in producing more. Why? Because I know I will get more profit, right? And if I am not a owner of land, if I am working on somebody else's land, will I be more interested? No, I won't be much interested. I will just finish up my duty. Fine. So I won't be much interested in the produce. I'll just finish up my duty. So that is what it is, ownership of land. Next is availability of capital. Now what do you mean by, just now I explained you availability of capital in organization. That means if you can have more and more capital, then you can take more preventive measures. Now what do you mean by preventive measures? That is improvement measures for land. Okay, so you can take more manures, you can use good machines for cultivation. That way you will get better produce. So availability of capital is one of the important factors which affects the productivity of land. Now proper use of land. Now what do you mean by proper use of land? Proper use of land, that means how you are using a piece of land. Okay, suppose my land is capable of producing wheat crops better. Okay, but then I say no, I will produce rice. Fine. Now what will happen if my land is capable of giving wheat produce? No doubt rice won't be able to grow better. Okay, so it will affect. So that is how I am using my land. Proper use of land. Next is state help. Now state also plays a very important role because it provides help to farmer to go for a better produce. Now what kind of help? They give proper manure, or you can say pesticides, or you can say good quality seeds. You all know HYV seed, that is high yield variety seeds. So these all help is being provided by state. So that also affects the productivity of land.